this is the kind of stuff we found. So we found, you know, just dead enemy soldiers, like this guy.
Yeah.
And he had not really deteriorated, obviously, as you see him there, because he still has,
Yeah.
you know, like some skin to it, you know, attached to his body. Whereas in this case, over here, you've got, you know, we picked up a skull. To us, it was like, to us, it was normal. To somebody like you guys,
Yeah.
or, you know, people back home, they look at the pictures and they say, wow, this is gory, for example, or, you know, you wouldn't think of doing something like that. But we're in wartime, and you do crazy things, weird things, I guess.
Yeah.
So, but, anyway, we just found a skull, and we used to carry it around like it was a mascot, you know. So,
Yeah. And then we're here. What are you guys doing?
this is my whole unit. This is all the guys that were. I was a squad leader, so all these guys were like underneath me. You know, whenever we went out on patrol, you know, usually these are the guys that went with me.
So it's maybe like 15 of you guys?
There's about 12 of us in a squad. And if we went out, like company size, there were close to maybe 75 to 100 guys that were out on patrol, and you'll see some.
So you were a leader? Wait, what is
squad
it?
leader. Squad leader.
There we go. Squad. Wow, so accomplished. And then there's presents right here.
This is right around the holidays, because I got there in January of '68. I left in December of '68, so I was there for like Christmas.
Yeah.
And I was there for like Thanksgiving, and when we were on the jungles, because you can see from the terrain here,
Yeah.
that this is a jungle area. So the helicopters would bring us mail, and they'd bring us packages. That's how we communicated with people back home. The helicopter would bring out supplies and pretty much everything that we needed, from weapons to reinforcements to you name it, food.
Yeah.
It was just around the time of
This is like the
Christmas
terrain
time.
right there.
This is the terrain that we have. So it's all jungle. It's not level. It's not like
this,
here
yeah.
in the lowlands. So we were close to the villages. Up here, you don't normally see these folks, like the villagers. Up here, you're going to see nothing but bad guys.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so
Was this like further up in Vietnam?
yeah.
Okay. And then here's some more villagers, maybe?
Those are more villagers.
Another.
Yeah, that guy was with that. He was wounded, and him and I were real close. He got wounded, and I lost contact with him, and I never saw him again. And it wasn't until I guess I've been home about 20 years, 15, 20 years, and I kept looking for him, and I couldn't find. All I knew is that he lived up north, up in Washington State.
Yeah.
So when I got back, and his last name is Thompson, so I went to the directory trying to find him. I did searched everywhere to try to find him. And then one day I used to work for the Veterans Administration, and I was talking to another clerk from the Veterans Administration in Washington State, and I was telling the lady about our relationship, and so I started giving her bits and pieces. And she was on her computer, you know, so she was entering the information I was trying to give her about when he had been hit, he had been wounded, and that at the last address that I had was up in Washington State. So she says, "What's his name? Xavier?" I said, "Yeah." You know, so she gave me some more information. And I wrote him a letter and called, and I left a message, and I said, "If this is Xavier Thompson, and you were with me in Vietnam in '68, call me." He was now working for the phone company, and he called me back, so we hooked up, and there's a reunion. I need reunion. But this is just one of the guys that was there with me. Except that sometimes when the guys get wounded,
yeah,
you never see him. Yeah, you never see him anymore. So this was my this was one of my sergeants. I hadn't been in country long enough. Whereas on the other picture, when you saw me with my unit, had been there for a while. So by that time, I had already been promoted. This guy was my sergeant when I first got there. Little kid that was from one of the villages that was one of my pals, one of my little pals. He probably grew up to be a bad guy after we left.
Yeah. Eating a banana.
But the villagers, most of the villagers were pretty, pretty nice. I mean, it's like the guys that are in the Middle East right now. They, you make friends with the villagers, you make friends with the kids, and so it's not all, like I said, it's not all bad. But in comparison to the other pictures that you saw earlier, where we're not up in the hills, this is up in the hills in the jungles. And this is after they bombard the area. See how the bombs are going on over here?
Yeah.
After so much bombardment that they do. Yeah, they're from, well, the napalm comes in, so the napalm just, when it hits the ground, it just turns into a big ball of flame. If it gets on a person, it'll burn your skin. I mean, it's like it's like somebody torching you with gasoline and lighting a match to you. But that's what it looks like when the bombs are dropping, and the planes are, those B-52 bombers are way up in the sky. We don't even see them, but we see the result of what they do. And after so much bombardment, this is what the terrain looks like. See how it's all dead vegetation.
So this is like meanwhile, and this is after.
This is all in a different area, but after a while, if they keep bombing that area, it'll look like this. And this is also an effect of, I don't know if you guys have heard the term Agent Orange.
Oh yeah.
The defoliant that was used, it was a chemical that was used to burn the vegetation, so that we would be, because if you're looking,
that you could clear.
If you're walking through here, you can't really see the bad guys. If you're walking through here, it gives you a little bit of like what's out there. You can see. Whereas you walk through the forest, you're not going to see that the bear is hiding behind the tree.